We'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which this project is created, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We would also like to pay our respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging.
Settle down and gather round for another tale. In the world of Nua, where time has carved and cultivated a magical utopia of wonder, a small group of adventurers unlock the deep mysteries of the land, its people, and themselves. Welcome to the Down Under Dungeon podcast.
Our objective: reach Caldera City without delay. No time to linger in Fuma Town. As tempting as a night in a tavern might be for the Wellspringers, distractions are a luxury we can't afford. Our mission takes priority, and our plan begins to unfold. Firstly, gather information, secure allies, and find a way onto the carriages bound for Caldera City. Next, befriend Dravna, a succubus with her own agenda. She listened as I explained my mission, to free my father, to bring about a change to the people of Shadowfell, and when I boldly declared that I did not fear Belial, she agreed to help. In return, she handed us 4 coins, each adorned with twin sheaths of wheat, along with a name, Anne-Marie, a contact waiting for us in the city. We then needed to secure passage. Louis and I disguised ourselves as Gloom Legionnaires, while Feng and Denis hid inside the barrels of Dravna's ale. Under the cover of midnight, with the raucous cheers of the stinky pit fading behind us, we made our way to the mountain's base. I let Louis do the talking. I couldn't risk jeopardizing the mission. We are too close now. Nothing and no one will stand in our way. Finally, aboard the carriage, the awkward silence is suffocating. At 500 feet, Louis's voice threads through our minds, her magic guiding us. At the halfway mark, we strike, swift and merciless, eliminating our escorts before they can react. From there, it should be smooth sailing into Caldera City. Or so we thought. At 1,000 feet, we move, but I hesitate. Focused on my mission, I miss my chance to act first. I watch as the Wellspringers struggle, the advantage slipping from our grasp. The realization burns through me, and in that moment I feel my father's power surge within me. My resolve hardens. I strike hard, fast. The Gloom Legions will not harm the Wellspringers. They will not stop me from reaching my father. Every sacrifice must be worth it.
A poison dart would fly past your face and just...
Don't worry, we keep talking about doomsday prepping for World War III, and he keeps telling me that he's just going to leave me behind.
The reason Dan wouldn't let you up early is because I was killing a redback spider for him.
Sorry.
Oh.
I was out you complain about how we'd leave you behind in doomsday prepping, but then there's a spider, and you're all like, get it. He was like, and he was like watching from inside with the door closed. And I got the
fucking lucky I was.
I got the mortine, and I go, and spray the spider, and then it's like under the pot, and then under the lip of the pod,
hundreds of
its babies.
Oh my God.
And Dan's behind the screen going,
I'm recording all of it.
Great opening banter.
Good text, people.
I mean, I have told the audience that I'm arachnophobic, so now you know how much arachnophobic I am.
and homophobic.
Stop saying that.
Stop being homophobic and I will.
They'll figure out that you're not homophobic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too worried about that one.
Well, gang, it was a pretty chaotic episode last week. A lot happened, but you all managed to keep your cool, and it appears the Wellspringers are far more capable than when they left Lal Udrud, although this place is 10 times scarier than Lal Udrud.
You also rolled like 3 or 4 crits last week, so...
I didn't. The paladins.
Oh.
Okay, Pontius Pilate.
Yeah.
That's following orders.
Washing your hands of this.
Quickly, just a reminder for the audience, any active spells or ability that is going to pass on from last week's combat.
Louis still has Bardic Inspiration for Lysandra and Denis.
Denny and Feng both still have 9 temporary hit points.
And you're giving me the help action.
And I'm giving you the help action.
And Lysandra still has a Hexblade curse up on one of the legions.
Yeah, the most healthiest legionnaire, Lysandra, like, reduced to ribbons in like 1 hit.
Don't worry, one more round, he's going to be dead.
Well, it is the top of the round, and it is round 3. On a 21, although they do have higher dexterity, that is what I'm going to refer to as the rock flock is going to go.
Oh, yeah.
Lysandra, you see the envoy of the Gloom Legion bedecked in his feathered cloak, riding one of these Sigek rocks, and the other one is kind of circling around, is making a beeline towards the cable car. They can't do anything this round, but they use their full action to dash closer to the cable car. They are now within 120 feet of the cable car.
But they're outside, right?
Correct.
In the acid rain?
Correct.
Sweet.
Oh.
Good to know.
Lysandra, seeing that, is going to yell out to the Wellspringers, "Incoming!"
Feng, that is your turn.
Feng's eyes are going to dart around the outside of the cable car looking for what's incoming and see this legion of rocks, you said? Did you say they're like little fire rocks?
2 rocks. No, not fire rocks. More rocks. Volcano rocks.
Oh.
They kind of look more like vultures or buzzards more than eagles, but their size is vastly bigger than that of any regular vulture.
I would like to target the rock that the Gloom Legionnaire outside is riding.
Oh.
And I would like to cast Earthbind on that rock.
Oh.
So choose one creature you can see within range, 300 feet.
Crap.
Yellow strips of magical energy loop around that creature. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw, or its flying speed is reduced to 0 feet. That's a strength save DC of 16.
14 on the dice, plus 5 to their strength. Passes.
Fuck you.
You do see, though, when... I'm sorry.
Wait, how do you have 16 as a spell save DC?
What do you mean?
Sure. Well, I've got 17 and I only get a +1 from my thing. Don't yours get a +2?
I've only got an 18 wisdom.
Oh, fuck. Yep, sorry.
And +2 to spell attack, +1 to spell save.
Oh, shit. Sorry. My bad.
He succeeds. Feng, you just see the rock kind of like kind of shivers a bit, and you see that the envoy upon his back realizes that he's being targeted and urges his steed on quicker.
Fuck, but as a bonus action, I am going to get... Can Promi use Denis' help action to attack someone?
No, he would have to specify.
Damn it. Well, I'll still get Promi to attack one of the closest Legionnaires.
This Legionnaire has so many burn marks on him at this point.
And that is a 21 to hit.
Promi clocks this paladin.
And that will be 6 fire damage.
Wonderful.
And that is my turn.
This paladin that you've set on fire, doused, set on fire again, set on fire again, is not looking happy. Louis, you are up.
Hello. Well, can I make a perception check to see which of these is looking the worst?
It's more of an insight check,
Okay.
I think.
Can I make an insight check then?
Yeah.
That is a 25.
Yeah, the one who's smoking and steaming does not look great.
Okay. I am going to cast in a 5-foot cube around him a spell called Cloud of Daggers. You fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point I choose within range. A creature takes 4d4 slashing damage when it enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. I'm going to center that on the guy who is looking the worst at the moment.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to use my last bardic and give it to Feng as I just yell across the carriage. Come on, this is getting worse. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Thank you.
Up next is that smoking gloom paladin.
Cool, he's going to take some damage because he starts his turn there. So it is 64 because I cast that at 3rd level. That is 11 points of slashing damage.
You see this Legionnaire's uniform and armor starting to like peel off his body. You see these red welts underneath from all the fire damage he's taken. You see even as he swings his sword, he's got less energy in his swings. But the other 2 Gloom Legionnaires are still very stern looking. He is going to lash out at you, Feng, in front of you. That's a miss. The second one that's closest to Louis is going to turn around and take a shot at you, Denis. Does a 17 hit?
17 exactly hits, but I'm going to cast Shield, which I have reflavoured as blocking walk. A bit Lady Grelkin's pot comes out of the bag and just like throws itself up in front of me, blocks the attack and raises my AC to 22.
The third one is going to round on you, Lysandra. After you, it half takes its hands on your bone sword and pulls it out of its himself, and is then going to swipe at you with his own sword. I crit again.
Oh my god. Throw
my
that
God.
dice out. Throw it away. Off the balcony. Give it to the redbacks.
You crit on him, he's going to crit on you.
Crit on you 4 times. Hey, you know the saying, crit on me once, I fucking murder you.
You take 9 points of slashing damage and 12 points of necrotic damage, Lysandra.
Lysandra's down.
Oh, fuck.
You see the shadow blade cuts into this tiefling, and in revenge, you also feel this. It's almost like ice as this necrotic blade cuts into you, and he's not going to even burn a smite.
Wow.
How nice of
But
him.
he doesn't know how many hit points she has left, so why would he not?
Yeah, good point. He's going to burn smite.
Yeah, you won't take an extra death save, but he doesn't know that you were going to go down with that.
Denny, it's your turn.
Okie dokie, artichoke me. Denny is going to use his bonus action to send Pud over to Lysandra. And could Pud try and feed Lysandra her potion?
Yes, he can.
Yep, sweet. He's going to do that.
Great. He's going to take an opportunity attack from one of the Shadow Paladins.
Great.
What is Pud's AC?
It's so high. It's 60.
Okay.
It's 13.
That's a 14 on the dice. He takes 6 points of slashing damage and then 8 points of necrotic damage.
Down.
You see, Pud looks at you and says, "Yes, sir, yes, sir."
No!
Takes 3 steps and is literally chopped into neat pieces of liquor-soaked baklava.
This is actually good because Pud can move on his own. He just would need a bonus action for doing stuff. So we've still got all our turns. All right.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Right, like, because he only moved and that's
Yeah.
what got him, yeah?
Correct.
Sweet. Then, running past that same paladin, Denny is going to run over to Lysandra and... yeah, fuck it. Use his second level spell slot to cast another Cure Wounds. Puts his hands on Lysandra and says, "Hands! I need fucking hands!" And that is going to be 21 points of healing for you.
Thank you.
Sweet. And is then going to use... he's going to use his bonus action to do the Fey Gift of Hospitality again. Is going to give Lysandra advantage on her next attack roll, and Lysandra's also going to grab 5 temporary hit points, and Denny's just going to keep his 9 from before.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Lysandra, luckily you are next.
Ooh, perfect. Lysandra's going to use half a movement to get up from being on the ground, is going to immediately bonus action Second Wind for 12 points of healing, then is going to stab him right back. I believe only one of those hits with a 21.
Hits.
Perfect. 13 points of slashing damage. She's also going to action surge. With that action surge, Lysandra's going to use that advantage that Denny gave her for a 26 for the first one.
Hits.
18 for the second one.
Just hits.
Nah.
Nice. For another 17 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
Ow. You are trading blows with this Gloom Paladin with, like, Denny just up in the mix, just getting in the way. But if it wasn't for Denny, there would be no fighting going on anyway. That's your turn.
Yes, that is all Lysandra's doing.
At the end of the round, the rocks appear outside of the cable car and start circling it ominously. And you see the envoy lifts up a hand to cast a spell on the outside of the ship. Does anyone have counterspell?
No. When you listen,
You did not let us.
No.
You mother... How dare you?
What do you mean I didn't let you?
none of us can take it.
Oh!
I have silver gobs.
Don't... Oh!
You can't hear what he's casting, but this sickly energy starts to furl into his hand, and he blasts out into the crystal on the side of the cart, and the glass begins to, like on the modern windscreens where the glass cracks but stays together, and you see one of the panels on the left-hand side of the cart is completely compromised, and then the wind blows off, exposing the cart within to the elements. That is the rock's turn. Feng, at the start of your turn, you take 1 point of acid damage.
Why?
The rain is
Coming in, okay.
Yep.
Feng goes down.
Ah, my eye!
Feng is going to use 2 charges from his armor and is going to cast Guardian of Faith. And you're all going to see as the armor starts to glow with this red and yellow energy, Promi's going to start to grow into a very large phoenix, and you're going to see him start to become almost like the deity itself. And we are kind of changing this spell a little bit. Normally it does summon a guardian, but it's being channeled into Promi. So anytime any hostile creature moves to a space within 10 feet of Promi, or they start their turn within 10 feet of Promi, they have to make a dexterity saving throw. That is my action. And then for a bonus action, no, fuck it, I might not use a bonus action now. I might just leave it. And hope for the best. Stare daggers at this Gloom Legion that's flying the rock and say, "You suck in the air, I'm a better flyer than you."
Just can't hear over the gale force winds.
Fuck you!
You see Feng breathes flames into Promi, and like a pigeon that's eaten too much like seed, it just starts to expand into this enormous, almost like cassowary-sized phoenix. And you see all of the paladins start to look at each other as this enormous phoenix materializes in between them. Louis, you are up.
Amazing. The 3 paladins that are within this carriage, I would like them to please make me charisma saving throws, as I'm going to cast Bane on them. DC is 15.
I don't like it. I don't like it. They rolled a 4, a 4, and a 2.
Nice.
Thank God.
So the wording of Bane, whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. It's basically minus a d4 to anything you try and do. Then that's all that Louis is going to do.
Wonderful. Next in initiative is the Singed Paladin. He is also within range of Promi.
He has to make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw, please.
And for your Crown of Daggers, or is that now down because Bane's up?
I think it's gone down because Bane's up.
Okay. Rolled a 17. Minus 1 is a 16.
Damn, nothing happens, but that's okay. It doesn't matter because, like, with Guardian of Faith, it just has to do a certain amount of damage before it runs out, so I don't lose that damage.
Alright.
It's also like not a turn that he's taking, it's a thing that has infinite use of.
He's going to take a swipe at you, Feng. Does a 19 hit?
That hits, but I'm going to use my reaction for my once-a-day shield as you see the bark on my armor expands and covers in front of my face.
Wonderful.
My AC is 24.
That is the second Gloom Paladin. He's going to make his save for Promi. 3 on the dice.
He takes 20 radiant damage as you see Promi ignites in this bright, brilliant white light and sears through to his skin.
No, my big tough guy is you guys stop bullying me. He is going to take a swipe at Denis. Actually, they're both going to take swipes at you, Denis. You're coming in and healing the most dangerous person in the party, being Lysandra. So they're both going to take their multi-attacks on you.
Minus a d4 because they're Bane.
Does a 20 hit?
It does, but it doesn't hit for your blocking walk, which I'm going to use.
Okay, so now what's your AC?
22.
Okay. Absolutely whiffs. You see a Lady Grelkin's pot is a blur of cast iron and stuck on food that just hasn't been scrubbed off. It is a whirl. And Denis seems pretty nonplussed as it's just like whirling around his head. They completely whiffed on my Gloom Paladins this round.
So sorry, 3 Gloom Legions went, so that third one also has to make a dexterity saving throw for Promi.
That is a 15.
That's a failure, so he takes 20 radiant damage.
You guys see this guy swings and Denis sighs and then explodes in radiant damage.
Good job, Promi.
Things like yawning.
Yeah.
Denis, it is your turn.
Excellent. This motherfuckers outside, yeah?
Yes, it seems though. Make me an insight check.
Sure.
A reminder, you have bardic as well.
I do have bardic, thank you for the reminder. I am going to use that bardic. 17 insight.
It seems the rocks and the envoy are here they were suspicious, and their suspicions were confirmed. It seems that the envoy is coming aboard the cable car to help the paladins, but you've just murked one, so perhaps you're wondering if things aren't looking too good for the Gloom Legion. He might skedaddle.
And warn someone up the top.
Right. Denny is going to hightail it towards the now missing panel and is going to prepare a casting of his efficient fishing rod so that if the exterior Gloom Legionnaire comes within 15 feet, he's going to try and yank him off the rock.
Wonderful. Lysandra, you are up.
So the Gloom Legion that went down wasn't the one in front of Lysandra?
No.
Okay.
Oh, actually, yes, it was.
It was?
It was
Fantastic.
the one. You just stabbed it, crit, and then 6 seconds later, it just exploded.
He's gonna pull his sword out, run over next to Denny, and is going to shoot out her Eldritch Blast at the envoy sitting on the rock, and with her invocation, if it hits, it will bring it 10 feet closer to her whenever it hits, basically. I am going to roll my bardic for one of the attacks. Does an 18 or a 17 hit?
An 18 or a 17 doesn't hit with that.
Cool. Then as a bonus action, she's going to resummon her Echo. And that will be the end of her turn.
That is the bottom of the order. At the top of the order, that is the rock flock. You see the envoy purses a little silver whistle to his lips and blows, and the other skidjet rock dives down towards Denny. Denny, I'm going to need a contested strength saving throw, please.
Not much of a contest, but okay.
As this rock perceives you as like a nice big marmot that's going to pluck off the side of the mountain.
Denny got a 15.
The dice rolled from a 20 to a 2
Oh, thank God.
for a total of 7.
Oh, no, it doesn't beat. Thank fuck.
You lose your held action, but Denny, you are swiping at this bird, shooing it away. If you have a very common Australian experience to be locked into the chicken coop when you were younger and the rooster's just going ham on you. Mm-hmm. It was for me anyway.
That's absolutely not a common Australian experience. International listeners, pay no mind to him. He's fucked.
Acid damage. I forgot acid damage last round and then this round. So everyone remove 5 points from your hit points from the acid from last round and this round.
Does acid count as poison?
No.
No.
They're literally different.
In the same way that fire doesn't count as cold damage.
So that is Feng. You are up.
Feng would like to try and assist Denny with what he's doing, and so he's going to cast Dominate Beast on the rock that the Legionnaire is flying. That has to make a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw.
Is the rock wise?
Actually, it's got an actual plus to it,
Damn
but
it.
it's not that good. Nat 20.
Fuck off!
Heck!
This was different die too. I don't
That's
know which
my
you got from
only
me.
4th level spell. That's Feng's turn.
Louis, you're up.
Okay. I would like to cast Shatter on the rock beast.
Sorry, I'm confused. Is the rock beast a rock or a beast?
Is it made of rock?
No, that's the name of the magic
bird.
of the bird. It's called it's ROC.
Yeah.
I thought it was an actual flying rock. That's really annoying.
We're keeping that in. This is my.
I do love the idea of this dark legionnaire just riding a boulder.
It's the circle of stone come back to life.
I'd say flying rocks.
That's so funny. I'm sure some listeners at home are like, yeah, duh, flying rocks.
I'm a nerd, I'm so sorry. Okay. At 4th level, I would like to cast Shatter on the rock that the Legionnaire is riding on, please.
They both fail.
Amazing. That is 5d8 thunder damage.
Beautiful.
Whoa.
There's 21 points of thunder damage to the both of them.
Ow, that definitely ruffles the feathers of the rock. The rider still hurt, but still airborne.
That's Louis' turn.
That is the 2 Gloom Legionnaires in range of Promi. Does that still work?
Sure does. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
A 15 and an 18.
The first one fails, so he takes 20 radiant damage. The second one did pass, which they would take 10 radiant damage. I got that wrong before, but you only have a max of 60 damage with this spell, so unfortunately I can't get 10 off, but 20 radiant to that first one.
Ow!
And Promi reduces back to his smaller size, and Feng's like, good job, buddy.
You essentially just turned Promi into a pipe bomb and set him off.
I'm the wildfire druid.
Okay, but that is now their turns. They are going to... Lysandra's gone over to the window, so has Denis, which means that it's just Louis and Feng there.
Bring it.
Promi's done a lot of damage, but Louis is messing with them. And Louis is definitely less intimidating, and they are in a sticky spot, so they are going to use their multi-attacks on you, Louis.
Okay.
Watch these all crit.
Yeah.
This is also minus D4.
Thank you.
Does a 19 hit?
Absolutely.
Does a 13 hit?
That is my armor class.
Ow, that was the lowest. So that's 4 hits on you, Louis.
Take a chill pill.
You take 17 points of slashing damage. Plus 15 points of necrotic damage, which you are immune to, so you take none of that. As these paladins Louis was the one that first to deceive them. They perceive her as the ringleader, and they are just swinging down on her.
I also have to make a concentration check on Bane.
Correct.
Would you not need to make 4?
4. Yep.
And you only need to expend a charge on a fail.
Yes. I have your artificer item. Thank you. Going to make 4 concentration checks. I'm going to use that feature on the natural 1, turning that into a success. So a 19, a 10, and a 13.
That's all successes.
Yeah, that's all successes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Bane stays up.
Denis, you're up.
Denis tried a couple of things this fight, and none of them have worked, so he's just going to go back to Old Faithful. He's going to cast his extra hot sauce at the Legionnaire that's outside.
Wonderful.
26.
Oh shit. So that hits, he casts a shield and you bypass his shield.
You calls that a fucking shield. 6 fire damage. Big moves. And then with his bonus action, Denis is going to try and duck behind the crystal opening and attempt to hide. It's a natural, which is all the rage these days. Nat 1.
Denis hides behind transparent glass.
And it works a beauty.
No one can see me.
Lysandra.
Lysandra's going to run over to the closest Legionnaire in the cart and try and kill it. Does a 20 hit?
It does.
9 points of slashing damage. So it's still alive?
Still alive.
Cool, I'm going to unleash Incarnation on it and attack from my Echo's position. 19.
Hits.
Nice.
Another 11 points of damage.
You see, as you swipe into this Gloom Paladin and chink into his armor, the Paladin kind of jolts for a second as you see the shadow blade from your shadow behind just goes straight through his heart and retracts, and he immediately just crumples to the ground.
Fantastic. And there's still one more guy left.
Funnily enough, that was the burned guy. So the burned guy has finally been put out of his misery.
Lysandra's going to, as a bonus action, hex the last guy that's up. And with that hex, the Legionnaire will have disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay, at the top of the order, I will roll for the acid rain. Rip, you all take 6 points of acid damage.
Gross.
Louis, you have to make a concentration check.
Can do.
Lysandra also has to make one.
Doesn't make it. Bane drops.
Lysandra's doesn't make it either. Hex drops.
Nasty.
That was short-lived.
It really was.
Even Bane went a while.
Yeah, Bane helps you a lot.
Yeah.
Goodness.
For clarity, Denis is at the opening of the cable cut, and just Denis.
Just Denis.
Oh no.
No, Feng went over because he tried to dominate the beast.
Okay, so it's Feng and Denis. They will still go for Denny. This time you see, though, the envoy himself flies down and tries to attempt his rock to grapple you off the cart, Denny. He will give his rock the help action for his action. I need a contested athletics check, please.
Not an acrobatics check to jump out of the way?
Yes, Denny, you can choose to either roll athletics or acrobatics.
As hard of a choice as it is, I am going to go with acrobatics. It's a 19.
With a 23 strength check, you see Denny is snatched into the talons of the rock. The rock uses the rest of its movement to fly underneath the cable cart and lets Denny go.
And we can still see through because it's glass?
Correct.
Sweet.
You will start falling on your turn, Denny. That is Feng's turn.
Feng is going to turn to Promi, scream to sink through the floor of the cable car and fly down to Denny to teleport him back up into the cart as a bonus action. The two remaining, so the envoy and the rock, if they're within 5 feet, they have to make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw.
They both pass.
That's okay. I just wanted to get Denny back in. Feng will turn to Denny and be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Awesome.
Barely fell. It's
Almost like a glass blower, like Promi just like blows a bubble into the glass and sinks through it. I really shouldn't have made Promi be able to do things like that.
I told you were going to regret it. Is there still rock in front of me?
There's one hovering up around the opening.
Feng is going to seize the opportunity to take a step back from the rock that's directly in front of him in the opening on the side of the cart and fire off a 3rd level Scorching Ray, 4 beams.
Ooh! KFC.
The lowest is a 18.
They all hit.
That is going to be 8d6 and 1d8 fire damage. That 1 becomes a 2 thanks to Elemental Adept Fire. That is 36 fire damage to the rock.
You're gonna fucking hate me.
How much damage?
The rock has 37 hit points.
Literally, you're sleeping on the couch tonight.
You blast. You see like this parts of the feathers of this rock start to like ignite, and it does that weird like almost like a World War II aeroplane where it's just like spiral down a bit, but it does regain composure. Half of its beak has been blasted off, and like one of its legs is missing, but it is still holding on. These are tough burbs.
That is my turn.
So sorry, Dad.
No, I'm joking.
I don't want to sleep on the couch.
I'm joking.
No, it's not everyone. Louis, you're up.
Hi. Louis is not looking great. She has about 3 hit points, so she's going to use this turn to cast Cure Wounds on herself at a 3rd level, giving herself 3d8 hit points. There's 22 points back.
Beautiful.
nice.
There are still paladins in this.
They are literally standing over you, Louis.
Beautiful! The closest one to me, I'm going to cast Thunderclap as a cantrip, which he has to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
He makes a 14 Constitution saving throw.
DC was 15. He takes 1d6 thunder damage. 1 point of thunder damage. Do you?
Wait, it had 1 hit point left.
Other one.
That's the rock.
Oh.
Yeah. You flick the last Legionnaire above you, who's just going to look down at you and be like, okay, and swing down again. He's going to use his multi-attack. You're not prone or anything, are you?
No, I'm not. I was still standing.
You're just small.
Small, just tiny.
Does a 14 hit you?
It does. My AC is 13.
Okay, they're both going to hit, and they are also both going to be his last spell slots as he casts Wrathful Smite on both of them. You take 14 points of slashing damage, 12 points of necrotic damage, which you are immune to, and you see the Gloom Paladin looks up and sees everyone surrounding him and calls back to the envoy, "Go, get out of here!"
Shit.
Sorry, Louis, I also need a wisdom save to not be frightened by those smites.
No worries. It's an 8, DM?
You are frightened.
Thanks.
Denis, you have just rematerialized in the center of the cart.
Awesome. Yeah, okay. Denny is going to cast another firebolt at the rock that is hovering outside the window.
The opening. Go for it. Roll it up. You just have to hit this thing.
That's a 12.
That misses.
Do you have a bardic?
Denis is going to use an ability on that 12 attack roll. Being able to see his 3 companions, he's going to use Fortune of the Many to add a +3 to that attack roll.
What is this?
Oh, this is we haven't used this yet because I keep forgetting. This is a hobgoblin trait. Fortune of the Many. If you miss with an attack roll or fail a saving throw, you can gain a bonus to the roll equal to the number of allies you can see, up to a +3 bonus. You can use this 3 times per long rest.
DM, I think Pud and Promi should count as allies.
Pud's down.
I think Promi should count as an ally.
Usually the echo counts, isn't it?
It's also a top of +3.
Oh, fuck.
Well, you rolled a 12 to hit, and a +3 is a 15, which is the rock's AC.
Yeah.
Sweet. Denis, looking at his friends for some inspiration, says, "You guys," and throws a bit of hot sauce out at this rock.
You see that there's nothing more that this poor bird can take, and it explodes in a fireball of feathers and viscera.
Excellent. Then with Denis' bonus action, he is going to run over to Louis and use up his final Fey gift of hospitality to give us both 6 temporary hit points.
Wonderful. Lysandra, you're up.
I want to do something silly if you permit. So, the floor is clear. I would love to send my echo down to the rock and the envoy. It can move 30 feet without any action. So I'm going to send it down. Then as a bonus action, Lysandra wants to switch places with it and then attack the envoy.
Your shadow appears, and then you appear shortly afterwards in the shadow space. You see the rock screams in surprise, now having to bear twice the load. Roll your attack.
I'm assuming a 15 doesn't hit.
Not the envoy.
That is all Lysandra can do. She's gonna hold on for dear life.
No, I think you're about to get flown away.
It's fine.
At the top of the order, everyone takes 4 points of acid damage. On a 21, the Skidjack rock is going to move because it is burdened. It can't move its entire movement of 90 feet. It is just going to move 45 feet out from the cart. And you see the envoy steps off his rock, casts Featherfall from his cape, and begins slowly floating to the ground as the rock does a barrel roll.
Opportunity attack.
Yeah, you get an attack of opportunity.
Fantastic. 16.
Not gonna do it, I'm afraid. You can make me a strength save if you want to just try and like lock in your thighs and try and hang on for dear life. This is a DC 25 athletics check.
Yep. I will say the echo has also disappeared because I've gone away 30 feet from it. 24.
You will start falling on your turn. Luckily, everyone gets a turn before you.
As Lysandra's falling, Denis gonna throw to her a jar of honey and say, "Just throw this at the ground before you land. Sorry." And yeah, he's gonna cast Featherfall on her.
Immediately as this is happening, Louis is going to cast message out to Lysandra and she's gonna be like, "When you get to the ground, don't move, we'll come down and get you."
Lysandra's going to respond to the message. No, don't. It's fine. I will meet you there. Just keep going.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Go.
Louis passes the message on to the others, and we continue.
Now that you are out of combat, the cable cart moves another 100 feet up the mountainside. Lysandra, you look below you to see the envoy standing on the side of the mountain, his scimitar out, pointing at you.
Can she cast 2 counts of Eldritch Blast on it?
Absolutely, I forgot about that, damn! Yes, you can!
For fuck's sake! The highest is an 11.
They both miss. You touch the ground. He's going to make his multi-attacks. Is a 14 hit?
No.
Both miss. Your turn.
The lowest is a 19.
He goes to throw up a shield. He has no more spell slots. You hit him.
Perfect. For a total of 25 damage. Both of those hit. She's going to go for the neck.
Lysandra, you dodge these 2 hits from the envoys and immediately reply and slash this envoy into ribbons. You see the feathers of his cloak are dashed to the wind, and as you begin your slow ascent up the mountain, you see his rock is just sadly circling his former master's dead corpse.
Could she try and call the rock down to ride it up? Like, if he has, like, a whistle or something on it for the rock, can she, like, take it, blow into it, get the rock to come down?
He said that he used a whistle before, so you saw that happen.
Oh my god, I did. First of all, you take 2 points of acid damage.
Fine.
Yes, you find the silver whistle. This will give you a plus 10 to your animal handling check.
Thank God.
For rocks only.
14?
A 14 is not going to do it, but it is still curious in you, and it's not moving away or like flying away from this place.
Cool.
The rain is still eking, and you see the cable cart is taking off above you, up further into the cloud.
Lysandra is going to take the whistle, and then also noticing the cloak, take the cloak off him, using it as disguise, but also hopefully protection, and begin walking up to Caldera City.
Sweet. The rest of the party,
like pressed against the bottom of the thing.
Yes, I imagine all the rest of the Wellspringers up in the cable. There's a lot of heavy breathing, a lot of blood.
I think Feng actually turns to Louis and Denis in this moment and says, I thought we weren't leaving each other. What the fuck happened? Why are we letting her go by herself?
Then he's gonna retort, hey, sorry man, if you had a better idea of how to save her, was happy to hear it, but we didn't have anything, okay? I'm just glad she's not fucking dead.
We should have all jumped down there with her. What happened after the forest? We said we weren't gonna leave each other.
Look, there's nothing that we can accomplish from down there. At least Lysandra is safe and we can help her rescue her father.
You better hope she comes back.
If we end up at the top of the mountain with an empty cable car, they'll know exactly where to look. I am not happy about leaving her. I tried to get her to let us come and she told us to go. Though we care about each other, though we must stick together, we also have to let people make their own decisions. I have faith in her. I have faith in us. We will be fine.
I hope you're right.
Outside the cable cart, the sound of an enormous mechanism signals you are reaching the entry into Caldera City. Thick grey swirling cloud engulfs you, and then you emerge above it, and the land of shadow beneath you disappears. The cart reaches its apex before moving gently down into the docking bay, and for a moment, Caldera City spans out in front of the party.
On this way up, Louis is going to be hurriedly casting Prestidigitation to get all the blood off the floor, blood off the people, tuck the people that were with us up into a corner, or do we want to throw them off?
Throw them off.
Throw them out the window as she's like hurriedly cleaning up the blood, cleaning off Feng, cleaning off Denis, and then just kind of establishing our cover story after we've had that incredibly tense moment, still just no tone in her voice, no emotion showing whatsoever. It's like, we ran into a bird strike, bad weather, things happened, we have still the cargo, Shit, do you have to get back in the barrels? Fuck.
Do you have
I think we broke them.
Denis is going to go up to the barrels and start mending them, casting mending on them, and is going to try to apply that to anything that is broken and looks like it might be able to be fixed within this cart, including Pud. Cast mending on Pud till he's back up. Yeah, that's how he heals.
The cart reaches its apex before moving gently down into a docking bay, and for a moment, Caldera City spans out in front of the party. A dense tapestry of stone houses packed together and joined by a warren of narrow streets. Balconies of silver ferns and mycelium are illuminated by roaming arcane lights, shedding blue and purple light for the denizens below. An enormous market can be seen towards the centre of the city, along with a complex of pyramids, an impossibly higgledy-piggledy observatory, and a black expanse in the middle. Central to everything, you deduce this is probably where Waganju came from, the centre of the caldera. No specific details can be made out, save for the glowing orange light from its depths. There is no sign of a castle anywhere. As the door begins to unlatch, you hear on the other side a bleary-eyed midnight watchman, a portly imp in a black bowler hat and purple pinstrip suit. He lumbers towards the cable cart carrying a quaint lantern, inspects some of the damage that Denis was not able to repair and says, "Oh, goodness gracious, what on earth is the bother here about, This better not be docked from my pay, I'll tell you now."
Listen, buddy, we've just had the worst weather and a bird strike on the way up here. I am missing my mother's birthday right now. We really just need to get going, please.
And that is where we will end our session.
Oh, fuck me.
Fuck no.
Tits on my ankle.
I will kill my PCs before the end. I am not a coward.
Killed a PC. You don't get any more.
You've got one of us. Fuck you.
Alrighty, gang. Does anyone have I'm sure you're all in the right mood for a selfless plug right now.
I have one, DM. So recently I have been taking my very limited free time to explore the area around where I'm now working in the city, because I've never really been around that area before. And I found a really cool little dessert place called Dessertopia. They do funky little cakes and creams, and they're all shaped like little video game characters, little Totoros, little Onigiris, little Mario hats, and everything glows under it's all lit up under black lights after like 7 p.m. So everything is like glowy and funky, and you have drinks that have, what's the stuff that froths out called? Liquid nitrogen in them. So it's all fancy, and it feels very fantasy, it feels very sci-fi. It's just a fun little local spot. It's called Dessertopia. It's very fun.
Check it out. And also, don't forget to follow us on our socials at Down Under Dungeon Pod or from our link tree. Join our Discord for even more discussion and conversation, and make sure you tag us in any of your fan art. As always, you can reach us at downunderdungeonpod@gmail.com, and if you're feeling generous, give us a 5-star rating on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And we will see you next week in Caldera City.
Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye.